The following is an excerpt from a Teacher's Guide to Writing Workshop Mini Lessons by Lisa Eckholt and Patricia Vitale Riley. And I quote, "A mini lesson is one part of writing time, commonly known as a writing workshop, which consists of three parts: mini lesson, independent writing time, and share time. The mini lesson is the time when you teach the whole class about one particular aspect of writing, process, habit, genre, craft, or convention. We learned about mini lessons many years ago from Lucy Calkins, the educator who used the term to describe whole class gatherings," end quote. Welcome to episode 121 of the Teacher Rockstar podcast, a place where tips and strategies critical to the first-year teacher are discussed. We share the latest educational research and best practices so that the new teacher can be better equipped for a successful classroom experience. I'm your host, Steve Hiles, and in today's episode, we will be talking about what is a mini lesson. But first, a word from our sponsor. Are you a teacher fresh out of college beginning your first year in the classroom? Have less than 5 years of classroom experience? Well, if so, the Teacher Rockstar Academy course is for you. Learn from the mistakes that I've made when I first began teaching. Put my 20 years of experience to work for you. Teacher Rockstar Academy is a 3-module, 12-lesson course which includes super cool bonuses, personal one-to-one coaching, and much more. We also offer a 90-day money-back guarantee. You'll find that it is more than just another online course. I'll be with you every step of the way. Become the best version of yourself. Invest in yourself today. Enroll now at teacherclassroomresources.com. Okay, let's dive right in. Many lessons have a 4-part structure. Now, that is to say they have a framework or a set organization. Now, when teachers embrace this predictable framework, it allows teaching to be more efficient, focused, engaging, and, most of all, student-centered. Specifically, speaking, the 4 parts of a mini lesson are the following, okay? It's connection, teaching, active engagement, and link. Now, we'll discuss each of these parts in turn. First, you have connection, and that's the teacher's role, providing the hook, capturing students' attention, connecting new learning with ongoing learning. Now, the student's role is to listen and connect to the lesson. The timeline for this is about 1 minute. Next, you have the teaching phase. Now, this is where the teacher demonstrates how to use the new writing strategy, whereas the student engages with the teacher demonstration and considers how they will apply this new strategy in their own writing. Now, this process normally runs about 3 to 5 minutes. The next phase is active engagement, where the teacher gives the students an opportunity to try out this new strategy or technique. We're talking about 2 to 3 minutes here. Lastly, there's the link stage, where the teacher clarifies the teaching point and links it to students' ongoing learning and independent practice. Time allotted here is roughly about 1 minute. So why are mini lessons mini, so to speak? Well, in a whole class, in a mini lesson, your objective is to teach students just one specific thing in a very short period of time, about 10 minutes. You're probably wondering, why only 10 minutes? Well, recent research on attention span shows that students are more distracted and less able to pay attention when lessons go beyond 10 minutes. In a Hechinger report citing a 2016 peer-reviewed study, in the journal Learning and Instruction, the author stated that the length of lessons matters too. The report goes on to say that off-task behavior was more evident as instructional activity went beyond 10 minutes. Researchers also found that 25% of instructional activities lasted longer than 17 minutes. Now, this may surprise you, but it is longer than the typical adult attention span of only 15 minutes, according to Kerry Godwin, a professor at Kent State University. Now, Eric Jensen's Teaching with the Brain in Mind talks about decreasing the amount of direct instruction. Now, simply because the human brain needs time to process this information. He provides the following guidelines for direct instruction. Okay, for grades K2, 5 to 8 minutes of content, and then giving them a brain break. Grades 3 through 5, 8 to 12 minutes of content, and then a brain break. Grades 6 through 8, 12 to 15 minutes. Grades 9 through 12, 12 to 15 minutes of content, and then a brain break, and adult learners 15 to 18 minutes. Okay, so one important thing to consider is the need for relevance within a lesson and time for processing the information after a lesson. When teachers stick to a 10-minute mini lesson, students have time to actually process that information, okay, during their independent writing time. And this holds true for teachers in any grade level. Well, my friend, this brings us to the end of this episode, and I hope you found a golden nugget or two from the information presented. Feel free to reach out should you have any questions or comments about the episode. Also, if there is a topic that you would like me to talk about on the show, please shoot me an email. I want to thank you for listening to the Teacher Rockstar podcast. I'm your host, Steve Hiles. When you get a moment, visit my blog and subscribe to my newsletter for the latest educational research, best practices, and unadvertised free bonuses. Go to blog.teacherclassroomresources.com. And don't forget to subscribe to us at the Teacher Rockstar podcast. And if you'd like to support us, please feel free to share our podcast with others. Post about it on social media. And if you feel comfortable doing so, leave a rating and review. That's always greatly appreciated. Thanks again. We'll see you same time, same place next week. And remember, my friend, you got this.